we are going to be doing a follow-up video on the Epsteining of John McAfee. I did a video on this a couple of days ago, and he had died in a Spanish prison. The day before his death, he was to be extradited to the United States, where he was facing tax evasion charges that brought 30 years in prison if he was going to be convicted. He would have spent his whole life, he was 75 years old, he would have spent his whole life in a U.S. prison. But we got the news the other day that he had supposedly this is the official story, he had committed suicide in a Spanish prison upon finding out the news that a Spanish court was going to extradite him to the United States on these tax evasion charges. These tax evasion charges were related to his cryptocurrency trading and various other activities. But many people aren't buying this story. Many people are not buying this story. His wife is not buying this story, and his lawyer is not buying this story. And I am positive that many people that are watching this video are not buying this story of his suicide. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get to two videos. One video is of his wife, and she lashes out at U.S. authorities. She also says that John would not have killed himself, and it's a really interesting video. She makes this statement outside of the Spanish prison where he died, and it's a really, really fascinating statement from his wife. And the other video I am going to play is an interview with the man himself, where he says that should he be suicided, should he be Epsteined, then he has a kill switch ready with all kinds of documents and information on all kinds of people. He also says in the interview that he would never off himself. Anyway, guys, I'm going to play those two videos for you. First, the meme of the day. Speaking about Epstein, here you have Hillary Clinton, and the meme says, the moment you realize if you had just waited 7 months, Epstein's death could have been blamed on the coronavirus. So that's Hillary Clinton's revelation. If I had just waited 7 months. Anyway, guys, let's get to the main story here. And this is from Summit News. It says John McAfee's widow says he was not suicidal. Claims McAfee said he'd call her in the evening. Guys, let me get down to the statement here. And real quick, speaking outside the Spanish prison, where the antivirus software tycoon was found dead, Janice McAfee said, his last words to me were, I love you and I will call you in the evening. These words, as a quote, these words are not words of somebody who is suicidal, Janice McAfee added. I also want to say it again that his lawyer, McAfee's lawyer, also says that he would not have killed himself. So the lawyer is also on record saying that this looks like foul play. He doesn't say the words, it looks like foul play, but he says that McAfee was not suicidal. Not suicidal. Spanish authorities have said they will carry out a post-mortem examination of his body, but that the results could take weeks to obtain. Of course, they're going to take weeks. They're going to probably take years to obtain. So here is, let me just play the statement. Here is the statement from Janice McAfee outside of the Spanish prison. This is a tweet from disclose.tv. Janice McAfee, the widow of antivirus creator John McAfee, blames U.S. authorities for his death. Says he was not suicidal. Let's play it.
John McAfee was not suicidal. I spoke with him a few hours before he was found dead. We spoke about the court's decision to extradite him to the U.S. It did not come as a surprise to either of us. We were prepared for that decision and had a plan of action already in place to appeal that decision. I blame the U.S. authorities for this tragedy. Because of these politically motivated charges against him, my husband is now dead. His last words to me were, I love you and I will call you in the evening. Those words are not words of someone who is suicidal. All y'all wanted to do was spend his remaining years fishing and drinking. He did not deserve to die in a filthy prison like a caged animal. We knew that there would be an uphill battle to continue to fight this situation, but he's a fighter. He's always a fighter, and anybody that knows John, that knows him even a little bit, knows that about him. He would never quit this way. He would never take his life in this way. I don't believe he did this, and I will get answers. I want answers of how this was able to happen.
Her statement makes sense. Her statement makes sense. I mean, she says that they were expecting this decision. She says this decision didn't come as a surprise to them, and that they had a plan of action. And they had their lawyer there. They had representation, so they knew what was coming their way, and the decision to extradite John was not something that surprised them. So she is making the claim. She's saying, why would he then kill himself? Makes sense. Just to be a little bit balanced here, the Summit article does say, however, others have suggested that McAfee may have wanted to make people believe that foul play was involved as a final snub to U.S. authorities. There is that narrative out as well, that this was his final snub at U.S. authorities. McAfee claimed on several occasions that he had gathered over 31 terabytes of data implicating deep state and CIA officials in crime activity. And this is where we come to another video here, another tweet, which is right here, which is a tweet from Glenn Greenwald. And it's an interview of McAfee from 2019. And this tweet says, interesting interview excerpt with John McAfee from July 27, 2019, with the now defunct 71 Republic, where he emphasizes any suicide would be fake and describes a dead man switch he created to ensure the release of sensitive documents and a massive database upon his death. 31 terabytes is what they're saying. 31 terabytes database of all kinds of deep state stuff. Keep in mind, the guy was the antivirus guy. He was the antivirus guy. So if anyone knows about picking up this type of information, it would be McAfee. Anyway, let's play this interview of McAfee here from 2019.
All right. So moving off of this, what effect will the detention have on your release of the 31 terabytes of incriminating data? Has this, or will it, activate the dead man switch?
No, it did not activate the dead man switch. I have a very complex dead man switch. I was neither dead nor permanently detained.
Okay.
And that data is the only thing that keeps me alive. The fact that I have it, and I'm still breathing, means that those people in the U.S. government and other governments around the world can breathe safely and sleep soundly because that data has not been released. If I am murdered, if I commit suicide, which is highly unlikely, I like my life, I love my wife, I love my circumstances, and I'm a happy motherfucker. If I do choose to commit suicide, you must know it was not suicide. Or if I disappear for more than a specific period of time without contacting specific people, then that data will be released. The fact that I'm not releasing it is the only reason I'm still breathing.
So there you have it. There you have it. That dead man switch is the only thing that's keeping me alive. He says, I love my life. I love my wife. Suicide highly unlikely. This was in 2019. 2019. Not that long ago, guys. Not that long ago. So the next logical question is, if this wasn't a suicide and he does have this dead man switch and this data does get released, why would they get rid of him? Because he says that this dead man switch, these documents are the only thing that's keeping him alive. Does that mean that the powers that be are confident that even with the release of these documents, nothing's going to happen to them? Possibly. They may have such control of big tech, social media, and the information space that they're not worried about any types of dead man switches or releases like this anymore. It's very, very possible. They may have everything so stitched up that these types of document dumps just don't worry them anymore. So it's better for them to get rid of people that that can talk, that can get in front of the media, that can get press and get attention, and get rid of guys like that than to. It's much harder to deal with guys like that than to deal with document dumps. Document dumps for them have become easy. They just contact Google and Facebook and Twitter, and they just say, just shut off every conversation about this stuff. And 90% of the population will be completely oblivious to his dead band switch. But if you have a guy like this going out and getting media and going on social media or whatever, then guys like this could be a problem for them. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there, guys. Anyway, let me know what you think about these two videos. Go to the Duran shop, 10% off when you use the code Real News on mugs and t-shirts, and go to our locals page. Let me know what you think of this video on locals, and check us out on the free speech video platform, SuperU, ODYSEE, and BitChute. Take care.